What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. On the video today, because it's pretty exciting, this elevated Playhouse build is almost complete. Outside of the slide, which I'm working on, I'm having difficulty finding, because Maverick wants a straight slide. He doesn't want a twisty slide. I'm having difficulty finding a slide that will connect to a deck that is 6 foot. 5 foot ones are easy. 4 foot ones are even easier. And actually 7 foot ones are even easier than that. So I'm at a little bit of a crossroads where, like, I might end up having to buy one that's designed for a 7 foot deck. The problem being, when you go from a 5 to a 7 foot deck height as far as the slide goes. Now the reason I say deck height is because all these slides are measured in length and designed for certain heights, so that the angle at which the kid slides down on is designed to be safe. If you use the wrong size slide with the improper size deck, your kid could not slide down it at all. It could come to a stop in the middle of it, or they could go way too fast and injure themselves. So it's really important that you do get the proper size slide. So I might be forced to get a slide that's designed for a 7 foot deck, put it on this 6 foot deck. I really don't want to have to do that, though, because when you go from a 5 to a 7, the price is a huge difference, because then the slide is a lot longer. So I'm trying to find that balance right now. I'm not in a rush, though. You know, Maverick really wants a slide, but I'm not in a rush to get one because he doesn't understand that he needs the right slide, and also it needs to be affordable. I'm not paying $1,700 for something where, like, that's the difference between, like, a 7 foot one and a 5 foot one is like $250. You know, it's a huge difference. So enough on the slide. Today we're gonna do the stairs leading up to this, so normal people, adults, or even kids that don't want to climb can get down, or kids that climb up the rock wall can run around and come down the steps and then go around and do it again. So what I ended up doing, let me flip the camera around here. So what I ended up doing, because I've built stairs before, but this is so much easier than building your own stringers. You can buy preset stringers. Now these are metal, and they have like a 3,000 pound rating. So other than having to buy the tread, the wood that goes from one piece to the other piece, this is already pre-made for you. It's rated for outdoors. It's powder coated. It's heavy duty metal. It's a really nice setup. And it saves you a lot of time not having to build your stair stringers. So those will get fixed to there. That end right there will get fixed to there. And then I'll do some leveling, and then I'll dig out some grass and then secure those the bottoms of these stringers to concrete, so they won't move around. They'll be really secure. So what I ended up doing is taking 2x12s, because those stringers have to be 10.5 inches wide. Taking 2x12s and cutting them to 3 feet in length. You could do any length you want. You could get more than one set and do 8 foot wide steps if you really want. Nothing's holding you back. But just like the kit that I bought for the railings, see how nice that came out? I also got a kit for the stairs, and I'm excited, because it's the fastest way to get your Playhouse done. And by the end of today's working day, which is, you know, in 2 hours from now, I'll have a set of stairs on there. And if I was building the stringers, I wouldn't be able to do that in that amount of time. So it's perfect for our situation. But I'm gonna get this all secured. It's really cut and dry, guys. I'll explain it after it's up there. That way I keep this video short. But the railings came out amazing. I can't wait to see how the stairs and the stringers are gonna look. Okay. Sorry for the yelling. I like to listen to my music loud when I'm building, or a nice podcast, get me going. But the stairs are done. I believe I'm going to modify them a little bit, give them a little bit more support, because now we have them here. Let's flip the camera around. So there they are. They look amazing. They came out really good. It was easy to put together. Weird design how they want you to screw everything from underneath. If they provided some bolts and some nuts so that you can go from the top, as long as you recessed your screws or whatever into the wood, you wouldn't have any injury issues. But if they did that, I believe it'd be a better design, because getting the screws in here in such a tight space, that's where it became difficult. Other than that, like I said, these steps are rated for like 3,000 pounds or 1,000 pounds or something like that. So I have all the confidence in the world in these steps. I just don't like how they bounce a little bit. They're a little bit bouncy. If you could see them there. A little bit of flex to me is not bad, but what I'm gonna do, since I have the wood, I'm gonna support them underneath with a 4x4, and then that should get rid of like 98% of the bounce. So let me do that and I'll come back to you. Okay, that fixed the problem immediately. I just gave it a little bit of support. Let me show you what I did. So I took this this metal frame here, and obviously since I have to be drilling into wood, and I added just an upright 4x4 brace, secured it with 2 lag screws. You can see the pressure treatment coming out here, but that way once you see the liquid come out, that means it's compressed the wood enough, the liquid is forced out, and by doing that you get a flat surface with nothing sticking up, and nobody's going to get their fingers or their feet caught on anything. And like I said, that immediately made these steps 100 times more stable. There's no bounce in them anymore, just by doing that little trick. Of course, if you were concerned about even more weight, you could do the same thing up here, 2/3 of the way up. And but I honestly, I think we're good. And we have it, guys. We got some stairs. All right. So this, by all intents and purposes, is done on the outside. Done. Like I said, I'm still waiting on issues with the slide, but slide will come. When it comes, we'll put one on. But I'm not concerned about it right this second. For all intents and purposes, this is done on the outside. The kids can play on this safely, and I have no concerns about it. Now we can start working on the inside. So 2 years ago, when this was just a thought in my brain, I saw that picture. I'll show you that picture now. I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to have something similar to that for my kids. Now looking back on it, I probably should have just bought that kit. But no, I honestly think that even though this cost twice what that was, they got a much better product. Not only because the building's bigger, the deck's bigger, but I built it with my hands, you know, and that's something I want to pass along to my sons, so that they could share it with their sons or their family. That doesn't matter what something costs. It matters, you know, the heart that's put into it. And I built this thing with my bare hands, with nothing motivating me. Wasn't the money, because this thing's expensive. Nothing motivated me other than the happiness that are going to be on my kids' faces when they play on this thing. I'm going to sit back and watch them enjoy this thing for years to come, and that to me is worth it. So even though I'm going to continue working on the inside of this, that'll be in future videos. The outside is done, and it took a lot to get here. I'm gonna probably do a compilation video of, you know, little bits of clips on how we got to this point. But I want to thank you guys for following along, supporting the 570 by watching these videos. Make sure you check out the links in the description There's a whole bunch of cool companies where you can save a lot of money on getting some really nice items. But until next time, guys, this is Josh from the 570, and we'll see you next time. Hey, I wanted to mention one thing before we sign off on here. The other day when I did the railings video, I left these guard posts in the middle here with a gap between them. And at the time I didn't know what I was going to do. How I was going to secure it, how to tie it into the rest of the railings. And then I saw a YouTube video, so I want to give a shout out to that person. I'll put their name right here. But I saw a YouTube video where he applied railings to a deck his father built 20 years prior to that, and he used a very similar pattern. But where the second railing is on mine, let's see if I can see here, right there, he used upright ballast pieces of wood, some upright ballast. Very, very similar design other than that. And what he did in the corners here is what I did, so I want to thank him. So I took this piece of wood, did a 45-degree angle, and then continued that look all the way around. He did the same thing, except where the middle one is there, he took 2 ballast pieces of wood and put them straight up. So then his design continued all the way around the deck. So each of us doing something similar. I wanna give credit where credit is due, because I didn't know how I was gonna finish this. And now that it's finished, this looks really, really good. I'm really, really proud of myself. This came out better than I could have expected. And I'm so glad that I did this. I took on this task of building this entire platform deck thing here. But look at this. This is super strong. This looks amazing. I don't have to worry about that gap anymore with my 1-year-old going out there. I did that on both sides. I think it looks great. These railings really came out really good. So, in the essence of good spirits, I want to give credit where credit is due. Thank you for the design idea. I used your design in my design, and I really appreciate it. But other than that, I'm going to go for now. I just discovered there's a wasp nest underneath the platform, so I got to take care of that real quick before the kitties start playing on here. But I did finish the supports for the uprights. It's really coming along. The only one I'm missing is this one here, and that's because underneath here there's this support piece of wood that's in the way. So I just figured it's okay without it, you know. Those pieces, these 45-degree angle pieces, what they did was they really tightened up the wiggleness of the platform. Being 6 foot off the ground, this platform had a little bit of a wiggle. Now, that's not necessarily bad. If it was too stiff, I'd worry that, you know, maybe something was under too much tension and something was possibly going to break. But it severely reduced the amount of shakiness to this platform. So I am not going to regret doing that as well. Yeah, so this is it, guys. This is completed outside of the platform. Affiliate links are in the description. Make sure you check them out for some awesome deals on some awesome products. This is Josh from the 570, and we'll see you next time. Maybe I'll wear a shirt.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.